Okay, so today I want to continue what we were doing, so I went back through my video and realized maybe not everybody understands what I mean when I say the hero section and when I say the different sections of a website. So what I thought I'd do today is there's a couple of things. We are eventually going to build this in WordPress, and I'm going to go ahead and put my page builder in, which is going to lead to another video. But before then, I wanted to quickly go over some definitions, if you will, to help the busy marketing person maybe fix their website or make changes and they can't get a hold of their web guy or whatever. That's what today's video is going to be about. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. To that end, I have found this website very helpful for me, and link will be in the description. And if you're new to the channel, everything that I cover in these videos, I try to put in the description. So please check the description because it will give you extra links to some of the tools that I use. And with that said, if you haven't subscribed, that would be great. I'd certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I found this website and it is very helpful for me. And for the business professional, I want to show you how I typically would build a website if I were designing it for a client. I don't necessarily create things from the ground up. So what I will do is I will come to a website like this, and I've got a couple other go-to tools that I use, but I have used this one in the past. I have used it mostly for its color palette and some of its sections. So each one of these is called a section. And this isn't a good example of a hero graphic, but this would be considered a hero. It's in the hero space, and it's also considered above the fold. So that means anything above having to scroll down. A lot of times marketing people will say, I want to have as much as we can above the fold, and that's what they mean. You could also take a look at this one as well, Business Coach. I've used this one in the past as far as not necessarily look and feel, but I use it for ideas of these buttons. Okay, and you know that that's the kind of look that you want, but you know your logo is also going to be a left. See, I'm not a big fan of this header up here, and this would be considered the header space up here. Okay, and this is a better definition of a hero graphic. This is your hero graphic space right here. And then you scroll down, and this is what they call a call to action. And these are the things that we're going to be building in this channel. And I'll show you how I do that. Now, this is more like a feature list, and it's also a call to action with a feature list because anything for the customer to do something is a call to action. Okay. And here are case studies. So it's about us type of thing. Here is more of what the clients are saying. So it's building trust, if you will. Here are some of the people that we work with. Here's another call to action. It's an internal ad, if you will. And then you come down to the footer. Okay, and this would be considered a footer. This is a 3-column footer with a call to action. And then you have your bottom footer. But take a look at a lot of the things that this is doing very well. Is look at how much space is in between each one of these. Look at how much space there is from the footer to the bottom of the page. And look at how much space you have here to here, and they have a subtle color that separates these sections. And these are the types of things that, if you look at a website that you really like, take a look at what it is about that website. Is it the rounded corners? Is it the dark blue with this greenish blue with a light blue and a black? Is it the lightish blue background with the blue headers? Is it the stars? Is it the way that this is laid out, all center? Whatever it is it this circle as your background with the 2 different color blues? Is it the way that you've got so much space here in between? These are the things that you take a look at. And here's the thing that I really like about this one is I really like some of our case studies. And I think I want to use this to replace the one that we're working on. So let's go ahead and do that today. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Affinity. And as you know, if you're a regular to the channel, I'm a huge Affinity fan. I like Affinity a lot. But you don't necessarily have to use Affinity to do the concepts that we cover in these videos. Instead of doing a new document, I'm going to try this today. I'm going to do an Alt print screen, and I'm going to see if Affinity can guess. I'm going to say from the clipboard, new from the clipboard, because that image that I just did a Control or Alt print screen is stored in my clipboard. So if I go from the clipboard, it's going to throw in that image. This, I only want this section. And again, folks, if you're going to use it as is, please pay for it. It's this stuff is not that expensive. It's under $50 or less. And maybe that's still cost prohibitive for some. I'm not going to use this as is. I'm not even going to use most of it. I'm going to go ahead. This is just giving me sizes. It's just giving me an idea of sizes and spacing. So when I go into my builder, I have a general idea. And this is how I build web pages. So the only thing I want from that is this, and I want this. And this is one of my sections right here. And I want to go ahead and get rid of this over here. So I'm going to grab this color here, and I'm going to change that box to that color. So we will grab both of these, and we will do a Control G and group it. I'm going to call this the service section. So now we have our service section. And the other thing I would do is I come over here to document setup underneath file, and I would just make this huge. So we know it's 1920 wide by 1032 tall. So I want to go ahead and make this 4500 tall. And now we have this. So this is the first section. Now I would go back here, and like I said, I wasn't a big fan of this header. This is a little jumbled to me. It's a little crowded. So let's grab Aveda Accountant here. But this header is really jam-packed. There's a lot going on there. So that's not going to work for me either. Let's check the landscaper. Okay, this is kind of what I'm looking for. So this is a really good example of the hero graphic that we were designing. Print screen of this, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to throw this in as well. And I'm just going to pop that in right there. See, and this will tuck right there. Okay, we can scroll in, but I want to give it a little bit more space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a white background. Just going to create a white background, throw it to the bottom there, and I'm going to lock it. So I'm going to lock that. Okay, so now I can move my sections around and I won't have to deal with the spacing issue. Okay, now there's some things I'm not a big fan of here. This needs to scoot up, because we don't want all of the browser in there. So we just scoot this up, and let's go ahead and center it up. And now it's center on the page. And I want to get rid of this too. So what I'd probably do is I'm probably going to go ahead and crop this down here, because I just wanted the logo and the links. I liked that header. That's really all I wanted. But what I can do is I can do what I did to the other one, is just draw a white box here, cover it up, and we can Control G, group it. Okay, and now we have two of our sections. So we still need a hero graphic, and I'm not sure, I mean, I was designing the hero graphic in the other video. So I was going to put one of the locations here and one of the locations here, and I was going to put 4 of their service offerings here. So this was what I was going for. Now they only have 3 here and 1 here, so mine may look too crowded, so I may not do this. It may not work right, but this was my thinking for the hero section of the site that we're building, but I may end up having to do something like this. Probably more like this, 2 photos in each half with a location photo. There's one like this. That's what I was going to do as my backup. So if I end up just doing a 2-color hero graphic, it was going to be something along those lines. But I don't want it to look like this. And I saw this and I wasn't a big fan. So that's why I was going to do a boxed layout. This is called a boxed layout. When you go from edge to edge, that's called full width, but right here it's boxed. Now our color is full width, but we are in a boxed layout. Now the reason I'm just adding these boxes is because it gives me a nice size, and that's really what we're after. We're after sizing. See, and then I can do a Control V, and my size was a little off. So now we can go this big, right? And this is what I mean by sizing. And now I can go up to my top links header, so I can knock out that logo and put in my logo. And now I've got a website that's quickly been built. So we have our header here, and we can put our social media up here. So I would keep going. I would look at the yoga here. Now see, this is very cool in the transitions. It doesn't work for what we're doing, But this is how I quickly demo a website for a customer. See, I like this too, and I might have to do this for the locations and switch the hero graphic and not put the hero here. See, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. Okay, now I know the colors are all wrong, and I know my photos aren't in here, and I know that I've got colors for links here and colors for links here, but that is all fixable in the next few steps. And we'll get to that. Okay, I want to make sure this one is okay too, because that may be, but this one is for sure going to be boxed. But you see how quickly I'm putting together my ideas? And this is what I said in one of my previous videos is I don't like to recreate the wheel. I like to get to work. I like to get in there and get it done. See, now this is turning out to be a nice layout, as is this one. And I can quickly have two different ideas for my client. And you could have two quick ideas for the CEO of your organization or the marketing person or whatever it is that you have to show your work. So I think these are two fine layouts. And I will throw my photos in there. Control V, and I can just quickly throw this into, okay, that's the lower one. We just throw that in there for now. And then we can open this one. We can do a Control C, and we can do a Control V. And I would probably flip this one, and we will put this one, and I would probably bring it in. But look at that, look at that. So now what do I do, right? Now what do I do? Well, that is quite the quandary, right? Because this one works, but luckily I have a different photo that maybe I could use. Unlock it, Control C, Control V. Okay, and I think this one's going to fit a little better because this is just to give an idea of what we could do in this space. They have to provide me with the photos, and my client is aware of that. So I can get away with using these two photos and not having to mess around too much. So I wanted to grab this one. So I'm going to unlock it, Control C, and that is, let's grab this one. It's this one, Control V, right? And it's that one. Let's scroll out because that photo is huge. I don't think I need the shift, just the control, bringing it right into the center. And that gets us in the ballpark, and we can hold control and keep going. Okay, and we can shift this over. Remember our rule of thirds. Okay, we don't want him directly in the center like that and splitting our frame. We want him off to the left or to the right. And maybe I would flip this. I would go like this and have him over here, maybe stretch this, drop this, make him a little squatty. You can't go too far because now he's starting to look weird, but you can squat a little bit. That's about as far as I can get away with. Bring this in a smidge, right? Place your order, okay? Call us up, place your order, and let's go ahead and then we will package your order is what I was thinking. Control C, come back over here, Control V. Now, I may have issues with the orientation on this one. Okay, it's this one right here. So let's grab that image and drop it there. Okay, let's grab this image, bring it back over, bring it down, way down. And we scroll in, we may have to show the boxes, and we may have to do something close up like that. But what we basically want to do here, the takeaway is, and I don't know if you've noticed, these images are flowing this way, and these images are flowing that way. So what you're basically doing, so we're going this way, back to this way, back to this way, back to this way. That's what your eye is doing. And that's what we want to be doing. What I want to do is go ahead, we'll add the next two photos. So box your order. Now I also like this one because this guy isn't sitting so well for me. So I'm going to do this one, Control C. I'm going to grab this and I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. Size it down. Okay, now on this one, I can probably get away with going a little larger. But again, I want to flip it because now he's facing back towards our main images. Make him a little larger because I want those palettes to be shown because it is kind of a warehouse situation. Okay, and again, I'd flip it because I want it to be, well, now that's not working. I was thinking this, but I kind of like this orientation better. Look at that. That's better because it kind of shows the warehouse. And we can flip it and switch it this way. See, I kind of like that better. See that? See how quickly we're putting together a look? You don't have to recreate the wheel. And if you have time, you can go ahead and put your company fonts over the top of this. And I'm probably going to do that, but I'm probably going to do it off camera. I just wanted to show you how quickly you can put together an idea and you don't necessarily have to recreate the wheel. So now what I would do is I'm going to grab my top location here, and I'm just going to grab, I guess it can be white for now. I was going to make it black. And heck, I might even make it the color of the logo. Let's grab this blue, change that to the blue. And here's what I would do is I would turn it way down to 50%. And that gives me coverage there. And I can drop my text in. And let's go ahead and center this text up. And we can go there. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to make it white. And now I want to go, where did I create all that? Right here. I'm going to grab this and this. Okay. And I'm going to put it inside that one. Okay. And then I'm going to do a Control C. And I'm going to go here. And I'm going to do a Control V. And I'm going to shift it down. I'm going to hold Shift. Okay, and I've got it grabbed, and I've got Shift, and I'm just going to drag it down. Okay, and now I want to come over here, and I'm going to drag this over here. Obviously, it's too big. Our warehouse, we'll just leave it that. And I will do probably a 32. That looks pretty good. And now we've got our one created, and we can do a Control C, boxed, pulled and boxed. We'll do pulled and boxed. Pulled and boxed. Too many readies, right? Daily orders ready. Okay. We ship everywhere. Okay. And that's what I was thinking. Now, that's a lot of blue, so maybe we can do this. We can grab this rectangle, this rectangle, this rectangle, that rectangle, this rectangle, this rectangle. I'm going to do the green. And I think I like that better. See that? Now it's starting to come together. Now, I'm going to show you even a quicker way once we get into the building process. So I'm going to stop here for today. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to see if I can't build it with my page builder inside of WordPress. So we're going to do that next. Now, I know I can build this, and I know I can build this, but this right here, I have never done this complex of a hero graphic. So it's going to be a challenge, and I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to do it. So I may end up having to do this layout, okay? But it'll be this without these. Those will go next to each other. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned something today. And stay tuned, because we're going to put this to WordPress and we're going to put it up online. We're going to do step at a time. Anyway, until then, you take care. All right, take care. Bye-bye.